What you see behind me is the world's strictest and largest prison. This mega prison has a capacity of 40,000 inmates. Here are the most dangerous people you can even imagine. How many lives have you taken? 5 or 10? Or more than 50? MS-13 and many other gangs. These are animals, not people. They are psychopaths, sociopaths. The kind of people we have here, we are about to see the worst of the worst. Welcome to CECOT, the world's largest prison by capacity located in El Salvador. It was built to lock up the most high-profile criminals. Those who enter this prison are destined never to leave alive. There is no way out. How are you going to come out of this? The reason this small country of just 6 million people needs the largest prison in the world is because of the gangs that once ruled the nation. These gangs faced a dramatic crackdown starting in March 2022 under President Nayib Bukele's administration. Over 70,000 individuals, about 2% of the nation's adult population, were arrested in just 16 months. Buses transported thousands of chained gang members to CECOT under tight control. A coordinated nighttime operation, sitting one behind the other, heads lowered, they looked like a single mass, surrounded by armed guards. None dared to resist orders. Their life changed in a single day. In this documentary, we will interview one of them, one of the most ruthless gang leaders, known by the nickname Psycho. 10 minutes. You only have 10 minutes. Built in 2022, this massive prison consists of 8 separate modules, spread across 410 acres of land. Each pair of modules is enclosed by 2 separate 3-meter-high walls with razor wire. The entire facility is surrounded by a towering 9-meter-high wall, along with a 3-meter-high electric fence carrying 15,000 volts. 19 watchtowers ensure nothing escapes notice. The entire design doesn't just prevent escape, it erases even the idea of it. Hello. We have permission from the presidency. The soldiers stopped us. We're hoping this will be the last checkpoint. Signal jammers blocked all communication within a 2-kilometer radius of CECOT, completely cutting off contact. Over 600 soldiers are assigned only to securing the perimeter. We are about to leave all of it behind. We left all our belongings here before entering the prison. We're only carrying cameras and microphones, that's it. Walk slowly. Look at the camera, the body scanner. I forgot to take off my wedding ring. That needs to go over there. This high-capacity X-ray scanner even shows bones and internal organs. It's mainly used to scan newcomers to ensure no one tries to sneak in anything forbidden on their body before entering. Some inmates used to swallow objects or tried to smuggle in micro SD cards, microchips, even phone chargers. Another thorough body search was conducted. Take off your shoes. They even inspected inside our socks. It took us around an hour just to pass through security, even though we were invited as media and had applied for months. The guards wear masks because they're doing a dangerous job. If they get identified, it becomes riskier for them to go into city centers. Because these gangs, they have a lot of connections, so guards must keep their identity secret. Why don't you wear a mask? I have to talk to them face to face. Looking them in the eye. They already know who I am. We're in the registration room. This area is for inmates only. When criminals are captured on the streets, they usually don't carry ID or give their real names. That's why their fingerprints and photographs are taken here to enroll them into the system. Once they become a permanent part of CECOT, the inmates lose all contact with their loved ones for the rest of their lives. Family visits are strictly forbidden. It's also important to note that a small number of innocent people were mistakenly imprisoned during the big crackdown. Because of the no-contact policy, their families have no idea where they are, or whether they're even alive. For some, this documentary could be the first chance to see a missing loved one. Before entering the inmate modules, we visit the prison's armory. This section is a must in case of possible riots, because these inmates are the most dangerous people on Earth. The type of firearm we use is a T-65 rifle, similar to the M16 rifle. We also have this other firearm, a 12-gauge shotgun. A 6-hour rifle allows us to maneuvering in spaces that are too tight to move. Whenever criminals are arrested and dragged onto the bus, various cuffs and chains are used to restrict their movements and minimize the risk of harm to officers. Has there ever been a riot? So far, there have been no escape attempts. We have the worst of the worst within criminal organizations here. The riot gear consists of head protection, a face shield, neck guard, an anti-trauma vest, leg protectors, shin guards, and of course, a shield. Generally, in prisons, inmates invent all kinds of handmade weapons like awls or knives. They are fully protected. You can see how even their feet are protected. Since this prison is so large, we have to hop on this bus to reach the module area. To keep the country safe, 1,000 staff members work inside SE. It's impossible, but let's just imagine that an inmate escapes from the fortress. These pebbles you see are placed here intentionally, because when they walk on them, they make a noise like an alarm system. It makes sound. They can't sneak away. Have they tried to escape? Number? Did they try? It's difficult because they would have to go through a series of security rings. CECOT was built with its own infrastructure in an isolated area, including an electrical and sewage system, to prevent external interference. In case of a power outage or water supply issue, the systems and backup power plants can maintain operations for up to a week. I'm so excited. We're about to come face to face with the most dangerous criminals in the world. It's pretty tense. We are entering one of the modules now. You are seeing the third and fourth modules next to each other. An offender who enters one of these buildings never exits through these doors again. In just a few steps, we'll be surrounded by more than 2,500 inmates. It feels like stepping into the middle of controlled chaos. This is so intense. All eyes are on me, following my every step, making eye contact with them. There are so many, I'm speechless. I can't help but feel exposed. All of them wear white shirts, shorts, and slippers. They don't have any other belongings. Most of them are barely out of their early 20s and convicted of serious crimes. Offenses. Even the most infamous criminals in history have an average of 20 to 30 proven victims. But here, some of the inmates are responsible for the deaths of hundreds of innocent people. Can I ask the inmates something? No. If you have any questions, I can answer them for you. What if they try to communicate with me? I'm not going to allow them. They know that there may be a penalty for not abiding by an instruction. I'm curious to know which of these group leaders I'll be interviewing. It is forbidden for us to pass this yellow line, because these are some of the most dangerous human beings on Earth. Without the bars between us, everyone knows exactly what could happen. There are 32 cells in every module, and there are 8 modules making up this mega prison. Each cell holds around 80 inmates, but the number can go as high as 150. Even though it's not at full capacity, the inmates only have Each prisoner has only 5 square meters of personal space. They do not have any ventilation rights or courtyards to walk outside their cell. Every inmate here has been given one of the longest sentences you can even imagine in your life. The only thing that doesn't change is that all these inmates will never get outside. They will never see sunlight. The only people authorized to go in and out are the personnel and sometimes media like us. They will never ever leave this building. If you look into their eyes, you can see the emptiness in their soul. They don't have any hope toward the future. They look very robotic. Their life is so monotone. This open corner is their toilet area. There are only about 2 toilets for 80 inmates. It's literally humiliating. These inmates have all their confidence and dignity broken here. The same place where they use the toilet is also where they take showers. They use plastic dippers in a single shared basin. There's no running water in the cells, so the prisoners have to rely on one blue barrel for drinking water. Where they sleep is these metal bunks. No pillow, no mattress. Each prisoner Each inmate receives just the bare essentials: a white sheet, a uniform, socks, slippers, and a towel. That's it. The prisoners spend their entire days on their 4-level bunk beds, stacked tightly like items stored in a warehouse. As part of hygiene and order, inmates are shaved every 2 weeks by personnel. Long hair or beards aren't just unhygienic. They can also be used to hide sharp objects. Let's take a look. Take off your shirt and line up here. Now they're taking their shirts off. These inmates were once part of the MS-13 and Barrio 18 gangs, which used to control the neighborhoods of El Salvador. These 2 rival gangs spent years extorting locals and causing great suffering to Salvadorans. Are Barrio 18 and MS-13 inmates really all in one cell together? That's right. The entire module is like that. They all live like this. Outside, just entering the rivals' neighborhood could mean being torn apart. Yet here they are, side by side until their last breath. How do they live without attacking one another? They have to learn how to live together here, because this is prison, not the streets. Most of the inmates have tattoos covering their entire bodies, even including their faces, showing their loyalty and structure within MS-13. Tattoos for MS-13 often include initial letters or the number 13. Members of the other gang use symbols like 18 or 666, since 6 plus 6 plus 6 is equal to 18 6 equals 18 and symbolizes the devil. Or they use Roman numerals. Having gang tattoos on one's face is a clear sign that they are among the most ruthless and high-ranking members of the organization. Crossing paths with such a person on the street is the same as staring death in the face. A spiderweb tattoo represents being caught in the web of justice and serving a long prison sentence. The devil horns tattoo is a dark symbol representing these individuals' worship of the devil. Some even claim they carried out their actions under the devil's command. A teardrop tattoo signifies that the person has ended someone's life. The number of teardrops indicates how many lives they've taken. If there are 3 teardrops, it suggests that the tattoo's owner has taken so many lives that they've lost count. With the phrase "laugh," now cry later. These masks or clown tattoos send a clear message. Stay strong in the face of hardship now and deal with the consequences later. Are all these people truly bad? They are on another level. High-profile criminals who will never change their mentality. If you look at the upside, there's a catwalk area. Guards can consistently watch over the inmates from this elevated spot above the cells. If anything suspicious occurs, they will intervene immediately. An extensive network of cameras observes every corner 24/7, ensuring nothing goes unnoticed. The modules are kept lit all day and night for constant monitoring. When the sun goes down, the lights stay on. They are constantly being watched. I think this is one of the hardest things. When they try to sleep, they use towels to cover their eyes and block the light. A preacher here is teaching some of the important lessons from the Bible to the inmates. Over there, they're doing physical exercise. There's the trainer. This is the only time these inmates get out of their cells. These activities take place for a total of 1 hour per week. Under the watch of armed guards, for the rest of the time, they are locked inside. They used to control the streets. Now they can't even take a single step on their own will. It's a rotating schedule. There's not enough space, so they can't all go out on the same day. Has there ever been a critical incident when the inmates were outside of their cells? So far, nothing. Whenever we focus the camera on a cell, we often catch a prisoner silently mouthing words. Even behind bars, gang members attempt to send orders to the outside. This prisoner was doing just that, but we censored him to block the message. Despite the crackdown, these groups still hold significant power outside. Rumors suggest they are planning revenge by targeting innocent people. But in response, authorities threatened even harsher measures on imprisoned members. If they do that, there won't even be one meal in prison. I swear to God, they won't eat a grain of rice. Let's see how long their meals last. Inside here, they get 3 meals a day: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Breakfast is usually beans and for lunch, they get white rice and pasta. Dinner is pretty much the same. The only thing that changes is the drink. There's no nutritious food like chicken or meat. This is the lunch. It's rice, pasta, and 2 tortillas. Does the menu vary from day to day? Number. So it's the same every day? It's always the same for freshmen. This is a sugary drink. I'm going to taste it for myself. Inmates must eat with their hands and clean their plates before returning them. With a diet lacking in protein, many likely suffer from nutritional deficiencies. Before starting our interview with an inmate, I want to show you one more place, even more extreme than what you've seen so far. Here we are in the isolation cell area. If inmates break a rule, they can be sent to these isolation cells. According to legislation, I have the right to keep the prisoners in isolation for up to 15 days. These cells have sealed doors. Through this grid, I can see them and identify who's inside. We serve food here and also use this space to put handcuffs on them before opening the door to move them. From here to their cell, welcome to the isolation cell. If an inmate misbehaves, this is where he ends up. He won't know the time or how much longer he'll be kept inside. It could be days or even weeks. He sleeps on this concrete bed without ever leaving. They are cut off from the outside world, left alone with nothing but their thoughts. This is where they supply their water. There's a water bin here. They take water from here, and this is also where they pee. The basin for drinking water and the toilet are located side by side. The toilet looks recently used and dirty, suggesting that this cell has recently been used. The only light they have is this little hole. It barely lets sunshine in. This opening is also the only source of fresh air. What is the most challenging thing about the isolation room, according to you? Inside there, you can't even see your hands. So when someone is isolated, it's necessary for them to have something, a book, anything, to keep their mind clear. But here they don't have access to any of that. No matter how tough a criminal is, this kind of isolation breaks them. It is necessary for the type of offenders we have here. People who once played God by deciding who would live and who wouldn't deserve the worst punishment. We don't show them mercy. They can ask for forgiveness, and may God forgive them, but here, justice must be served for so many victims, and it's the least they deserve. We're going to interview the inmate known as Psycho. He has a 34-year criminal history and has spent the last 25 years as a high-ranking member of an organization. 10 minutes. You only have 10 minutes. 12 guards are barely enough to ensure safety around this inmate. Remove the mask. What is your name? My name is Marvin Ernesto Metano Vasquez. How old are you? I'm 41 years old. You don't look 41. You look younger, like 35. That's a good thing that you told me, because I feel old. Can I see your tattoos? 13. When did you join this crime organization? In 2004, but I started my criminal record since I was 11 years old. How did you first become involved? When somebody's born with just a mom and... My mom was working, so I looked to the streets. I looked for somebody to help me out. I said, well, my mom's poor. I need some shoes, I need some clothes. And I started robbing. Then I needed a father figure, because I didn't grow up with my father. Then I looked at the gang groups. I joined a side, and I came right here to El Salvador trying to change my life. But I think there are more gangs here. And I started doing the same things I did upstate, and I got locked up. I've always been one of those people who wants to accomplish the things they set in their mind. And I accomplished everything I had to do here. But now I'm right here. This is how the devil pays the people. Is it true that to join this crime organization, you need to end someone's life? Yeah. But the first one must be one of your relatives, right? Yeah, because you got to gain territory for your gang. I lost my mom, my dad, my son, everything, right here, because of the gangs. When I could have been with my family, hey, upstate, in the United States, with a better life. But you know, we took the wrong path. Decisions, and this is the cause of them. That's why I tell the youth, hey, go to school, listen to your mom, listen to your dad. Don't live this life that we're living right here. There's no way out. How many people's lives ended? Is it 5 or 10? How many? If you talk about what you used to do in the jails, after that it probably gets a few more than 50. You got to do it sometimes. How did you become cold-blooded and merciless? In time, I can't really respond to that question. How do you feel about not seeing your family forever since you're in now? I feel bad, 'cause I saw my son the last time when he was 5 years old, and now he's 21 years old. I want to see him. I want to tell him, hey, don't do the same things that your dad did. Look for a good life. People who have fallen victim because of you will never see their loved ones again, and you will also never see your family. How do you cope with emotions like missing someone? I feel bad sometimes. Like I told you, I lay down on my bed and I think a lot of things. And sometimes, I cry. What is your motivation to stay alive here? One day, I want to change my life and look for God in my life. And I tell God, hey, forgive me. Forgive me because I did some things. Finally, we see the sunlight. Honestly, CECOT is a place you would never wish to end up in, even as a visitor. But for the people who victimized Salvadorans, it is now their forever home. These criminals took innocent people's right to live, and now they're paying for it. The Salvadoran government's message is clear. Crime is no longer tolerated, and the punishment is severe. El Salvador once had the highest rate of lives lost due to widespread chaos. At its peak, 104 out of every 100,000 people lost their lives in a single year. Previous administrations agreed to truces with these groups, but that couldn't bring lasting order. Although the current government's methods are controversial, by 2023 the number dramatically dropped. To just 2.4 per 100,000 people, placing El Salvador among the safest countries in the world for the first time. So far, the results are undeniable. Peace has returned to the neighborhoods. But what about those who were wrongfully imprisoned? Is this true justice, or just a way to control chaos? Are we seeing a lasting solution, or just a temporary fix? For now, the answer remains unclear, and the world continues to watch. Thank you for watching this documentary. See you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe. Rui Shanae was here.